Is Bitcoin on track to reach 46,000 by the end of the year and Litecoin between 600 and 1,000? We're going to take a look at that. What's up, my friends? This is Crypto Savvy with your daily update. We're going to take a look at Litecoin, then take a look at Bitcoin, and then take a look at our Bitcoin daily versus our gold weekly chart that we have been watching since January, and it's playing out beautifully. And we're going to look at exactly where we're at on that chart as we speak. So definitely stick around. Should be interesting, and let's get into it. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market. Do not put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here, you haven't already, hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. And then tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, as I do post videos every day to try to keep everybody updated on what I'm seeing in the market. Also, guys, smash those likes, leave your comments, let me know what you think. And also, don't forget, we have a 100% free Discord group. Click in the description below the video, and some links will come up. There's some affiliate links in there, guys. You can really help the channel out. Just use those affiliate links if you can. You don't have to. There's also some Bitcoin and a Litecoin address for tips, and the free Discord. Definitely check out the free Discord, guys. It's 100% free. Great community. Best community in crypto, if you ask me. And yeah, let's get into the charts and see what's going on. So looking at Litecoin on the daily, and we've been watching this cup and handle with the neckline around 99. And as you guys know that have been watching the channel, our measured move of that is 180. Still believe we're headed there. What's really interesting is we could end up coming up to this 180 and coming back down and forming another cup and handle, which would be pretty awesome. We would just do a measured move real quick off that and see what it might look like. We'll go from that 180 down to here, and this is just pure speculation, guys, but I just wanted to take a look at it. If we was to form that, obviously we can't call that yet, but that'd be around the $350 range. So just wanted to throw that in there real quick, but we will look at our measured moves from where we're at right now and see what might be coming. So as I said, 180 is our cup and handle target. I'm still sticking with that. The other thing, we're in this rising channel here. Guys, remember, we're still in a parabolic market, bull market, 100%. And I know the Elliott wave counters are trying to count the waves and that, but it doesn't work in a parabolic market. I don't care what any of them says. You can just look at this, count the waves. I mean, that proves it right there. We're in a parabolic market. I wouldn't be trying, especially if you're not that experienced, trying to trade off Elliott wave. You're just going to get crushed. Don't worry about the little moves. As you guys know, I like to play the bigger swings. So anyways, we are in this rising channel now, which is within this rising broadening wedge. And if we were to break out in the 165 area, that would have to be a pretty parabolic move from now. But it is possible. If we were to break out from there, my measured move then is 273. And that doesn't mean we go up here, guys, and break straight up. I have this trend line drawn in here, which I believe is going to guide us on time frames. So if we were to get to that 273 area, it's probably going to be most likely around the first or second week of September. The next measured move is if we were to stay within, let me zoom in a little bit, stay within this channel all the way to our target of 180, and then break out through there, through the top of this wedge. Then my measured move is the $300 range. And if we extend this, let me see if I can extend it without throwing it off too much. There we go. If we were to extend this all the way out, the approximate date, and again, guys, this is just approximate for time. I don't like to judge time on the market. But if that was to be our guideline, we'd be looking at around the middle of October for the $300 range. which is, you know, makes total sense. If we're going to reach 500 or 600 to 1,000 by the end of the year, that would be a nice guide to follow. So let's look at, we'll look at the bearish case scenario too here in a little bit, but we're going to look at the daily RSI. And if we take a look at the daily RSI, where we're at now, if you look here from this low here to this low here, we have hidden bullish divergence, which we've started to get our bounce now. We're getting a higher high in the price action, lower high in the RSI. We're probably going to come up and retest the bottom of this rising channel that we fell out of. Now let's look at the 4-hour and see what that's looking like. As you can see, we had this long-term, let me go into just the RSI real quick so you can see it. This long-term falling channel, and we had a wedge in there, broke out of, and a series of falling channels, which we're in one now. We had kind of a bear trap right here. If you're looking at it from the RSI perspective, this could be a bull flag forming here, guys. Excuse me. So I do believe we're probably most likely going to end up coming up here and breaking this line and coming up to test the top of this. Again, this is the 4-hour. This can take a while. Bearish case, we come down and retest down here, and we're going to take a look at that in the price action and see what that's looking like. So bearish scenario, guys, which this 113 is definitely possible in that area. But if you guys notice, I do have another rising broadening wedge in blue here within the yellow, and I do believe that could be acting as a guide also. But we're going to look at the bearish case. I still have this target down here at the bottom of this blue trend line, which is also, if we use the yellow one and the blue one, rising channel here. Now, worst case scenario, if this was to break, my next target is the $100 range, which was, old resistance become new support. I would expect that to hold if we break through this blue line, which again, guys, I don't think we're going to do that. But if we did, I'd be looking for support around the $100 range and then the 86. And I'll show you in the daily why I have that 86 there. And that would line up with the 200 EMA. Highly doubt that would break if we did get down that far. But then my next target's the 60, around the $60 range, and I will show you why and show you the measured move. And that would be looking at this as a B, and then a C. And the measured move off that would get us down to right around, let's see that. Well, actually, it would have to come off of here, and that would get us down to the $60 range. But again, guys, I don't see that happening. I definitely wouldn't be expecting that, but we always have to take a look at both scenarios. And also, we took a measured move off of this channel and measured the breakdown of that. Let's say we broke down at 113. That would also get us right to that $60 range, which would be the long-term trend line. So that is the bearish case scenario. Now we're going to take a look at the bullish case, which I believe is way more likely. So even if we did hit the 113, as long as the bottom of this held and we crawled our way up to the 180 range, if we hit this top of this trend line first and break through there, the measured move off that would be, depending on where we went, around the 200, and I'm going to raise this up a little bit, around the 220 range. And again, we wouldn't go straight up. That would be, towards the middle of July when we would see that. So if we were to come all the way up and stay within this channel till we hit the 180 mark, which is our cup and handle target, and then we broke out there, then we'd be looking at the 235 range, and that would be right towards the very end of July, beginning of August. So those are my targets for there, and I gave you my higher target of the 300, and that's, again, guys, that's not my end of the year target. I believe we are still in a very parabolic bull market, and it is, almost impossible to count waves if you're doing Elliott wave. So I do like to do this method because I don't care about all the little moves in there. I'm not trying to, you know, trade my coins on each little move and end up losing coins. That's how people get wrecked, guys. So anyways, that's what I'm looking at there. Let's look at Bitcoin. Now, looking at Bitcoin here, we had this rising broadening wedge in yellow, which we had broken out of, and our measured move off that was 96. We hit that quite a while back, and then we were in this rising channel. And one thing I pointed out the other day, and I want to point out again, that's very interesting on what's forming here. If we look at after we hit bottom here at the 3100, we made this falling channel and broke out of the falling channel. Then we had one on a more of an upward slope rising channel here, broke out of that one. A little bit more of a rising channel here with a little bit more angle to it, broke out of that. Then we got into another rising channel, which was even more of an angle, broke out of that. And I believe, guys, we're probably most likely going to be making another one at even a steeper angle and then breaking out of that. And that's what's going to make our parabolic run just keep continuing. It's going to be a great year in my eyes, guys. If I'm correct about this, which I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident this is what's going on. So we're going to take a look at these higher targets and how I've gotten them. The 14.7 is the breakout of this wedge, the measured move of the breakout here. I still believe that's where we're headed. If we were to stay within this trend line, that would be probably around the middle of July. So if we were to break up from there and taking a measured move off of this, well, first of all, let's do it this way. Excuse me. Taking a measured move off of this as a rising channel, that would get us up to the 18.2 range. If we measured this whole thing here with this being the bottom and this being the top, and that's if we get some touches here, the measured move off of that, guys, if we broke out from the 14.7 area and went up from there, the measured move is around 20,000. Of course, guys, we're going to have corrections. If we hit 18, we might have a correction back down to this trend line. But there's no positive way to get these exact targets until we break this. Once we break this trend line, then we can be more sure about where our targets head. But this is where I have it for now. And then looking at this as a big rising wedge, and if we took a measured move from the bottom to the top here, and we did break out past this 14.7 area, then my target is 25,000, which is all-time high. And then, you know, what we might do from there is come back down, retest this trend line before another huge parabolic move up. Let's look at the daily RSI, kind of see what's going on there. Kind of like in Litecoin, we look at the daily. We had some hidden bullish divergence here, looking at this low, looking at it in the RSI, looking at this low, looking at it in the price action here. There's what happens when you get hidden bullish divergence. Obviously, we got a huge run. So, all right, now looking at our possibilities here, guys. Let's go into the 4-hour first. See what's going on there. The 4-hour, look at the RSI. Seems to be forming, and I talked about this in a couple videos before, seems to be forming an inverse head and shoulders, guys. If we can break back up to the top of this channel and get support and go up, I believe this is going to be an inverse head and shoulders, and we're going to be heading up to this range again. Let's look at the price action and look at the bearish scenario first. I know I have quite a few lines in here, but these are areas I'm watching, and I believe that head and shoulders or inverse head and shoulders probably forming here if it is, and it's probably done. Although there's a possibility we still come down and test this top of this wedge for support, and that could be around the $10,000 range if we hit the EMA. Now, if this wedge was invalidated, and we would look at this as a, let me see, as a A, B, and a C, the target for that's around the 8,900, which would be the top of this channel, or the bottom of this channel here, guys. I don't believe that's what's happening. I believe we're going to most likely continue up from here with the possibility of going down to 10, but I think that's pretty unlikely right now, guys. So anyways, as you know, that was the measured move off of this wedge from where we broke out. Now this isn't invalidated unless we break the 90, right around the 96.40. If we break that, then that invalidates the breakout of this wedge. That would be breaking this low here. I don't believe that's going to happen, and we'll be looking at the gold chart versus the Bitcoin chart here in a minute. But I do want to remind you guys, definitely check out the Discord link below the description in the video. So definitely click that open. Come check out our Discord. Awesome group of people in there. Talk about everything crypto. Just if you want a place to talk about everything crypto, it's the place to be. So anyways, we've broken down below this trend line here, which was off of these peaks, and we've come back into it now. Will this hold as support? That's what we're waiting to see here. Or do we come back down and test the top of this channel again from where we broke out? And that would be around the 10.8. So keep that number in your head, around 10.8. We should get a bounce there if we do go down there. Not to say that's where we're going. And then, like I said, worst case scenario, probably the 8,900. If that was to break, which I don't see it happening, you know, we could be coming down into the 7,800 range or whatever. Some people think that's going to happen because of their Elliott wave count, but I highly doubt it, guys. I really, really highly doubt it. I believe we're going to probably most likely continue up from here to our higher targets. Like I said, this 14.7, if we were to get there, that's going to be around, you know, right in the middle of July, if, you know, if this plays out in this way. And again, there'll be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of resistance in between, waves, if you will. I don't care about those. That's not the way I trade. I do long trades. I trade the long swings. Way less stress, guys. I have a job, as I'm sure most of you do, and don't have time to sit around and stare at the charts all day. And then miss waves because you thought this little wave was going this way and it went that way, and then your ass out of money. Another thing, my quick little rant about the paid guys. Guys, don't be paying these people. They're absolute shams. Join their VIP. It only costs you a half a Bitcoin or whatever. Absolute BS scams. Do not get scammed by them. All they do is teach you the basics. And everybody's trading style is different. They're going to teach you one. It's probably not going to work for you, and it probably doesn't work well for them. That's probably why they're selling courses. Just don't get sucked into that, guys. You can learn everything you need to learn for free, and then put together your own strategy, your own technique, and for what works for you, because everybody's risk tolerance is different. Everybody's goals are different. Everybody's, you know, you have to put in the footwork, guys, yourself. Nobody's gonna be able to teach you experience. They'll be able to teach you the basics, which you can get for free anywhere, and that's about it. Don't get hustled into that crap. Anyways, and that's why I don't charge for anything. I just show you how I see the market, and if it helps you, awesome. But I'm not going to charge it. If somebody's that good at trading, they're not going to sell courses and crap because they're going to be making money trading. They're not, you know, it's a total sham. All you're doing is supporting their drug habits and their gambling habits and their lavish lifestyles. So don't get sucked in, guys. All right, ran over. Let's go. So we took a look at all our targets and what I believe is happening. I do believe we are going to continue up from here. The only way I don't see that if we break this 96.60, which I highly doubt it. I know I got a lot of shit for calling never see 10,000 again last week or the beginning of this week. I mean, come on, it went down $350 past 10,000 and we're back above it again. I don't think that was a bad call. I just was off a little bit. So anyways, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, guys. I think it's more up from here. Let's look at the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly chart, and why I believe we're going to hit 46,000 by the end of the year. Still believe that. And we're going to take a look at the resemblance of where we're at right now on the chart. I took off all my other lines that were going from the peaks that ended up being resistance and then support, just to kind of clean up the chart a little bit. But this is my target for the end of the year. And we're going to take a look at the gold weekly chart. I'm just going to click over real quick. keep an eye on this area, and the area that we're at now that the arrow is pointing at. And I'll show you why I believe this is the area we're at in the gold chart. Also, notice that we had 2 touches on the bottom trend line before this parabolic move started. And remember, a pattern is a pattern, guys. When I click over, just keep that in your mind. A pattern is a pattern. I don't care about it being a different different chart, being gold versus Bitcoin. I don't care that it's a different time frame. Find a triangle breakout in a 5-minute time frame and find it in a weekly time frame. They play out the same. A pattern's a pattern. So I'm gonna click over to the gold. Like I said, keep an eye on my target, 46, 47,000 by the end of the year. Keep an eye on this blue line, and this could change. We'll find out where to put it when we do get there, and you'll know what I mean in a second. And these are trend lines from old support in the bear market brought out, and we've broken above it, broke down below it, and back above it. Now let's look at the gold chart. Amazing resemblance. I'm gonna click back and forth so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So this is where we're at now. We could dip back down under the white line. Like I said, that would be in our more bearish case scenario. Maybe go back down to the 10,000 range, 10,002. It's possible. I doubt it, but it is possible. And you'll see after this run, this breakout up here, gold went to this blue line. And I just put it in the same spot. Like I said, once we get a top out, if this plays out the same, then we'll adjust the blue line. But that blue line acted as resistance, and then it came back down and tested the white trend line. So, you know, we might get it in Bitcoin around that. Well, I have the 25,000 range, which is possible. We could get it at the 18, could come back all the way down and test this and get a bounce. Do I think it's going to come back down and test this line? Probably not, but we do have to keep that in mind. Back over to the gold. Same thing as Bitcoin, had 2 touches on this bottom trend line before this parabolic move started. But as you notice here, once we came back down and tested, we came back up. So in Bitcoin, you know, I believe the same thing's going to happen. So we can reach our $46,000 to $47,000 target at the end of the year. Yeah, just take a look at it, guys. If you're charting, draw it out. I know people have been asking me to overlay the chart. I couldn't figure out how to overlay the weekly over the daily. If there's a way, let me know. I'd appreciate it. But all in all, you guys that are watching these, if you're trading it, you should be charting on your own, and you should be able to pull this stuff up the way you want and look at it. You know, you got to put some footwork in, guys. You can't expect to just watch somebody's channel and just place your buys and sells according to their targets and stuff. You need to be doing this on your own. I'm not saying to stop watching. I'm saying just to watch and learn and start doing it on your own. Don't expect somebody to do it for you. So, and you're never going to get any good if you depend on someone like that. But definitely check it out. The resemblance is absolutely amazing. Sorry if this is making you dizzy. I'm just kind of giving you an idea. Let's look at the RSI now. And mind you, we've been watching this on this channel. Whoops. We've been watching this on this channel since I don't know what happened to my, what the heck happened to my trend lines and stuff. No idea. I'm going to have to check that out. Well, I guess that's it for today. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, definitely consider subscribing to the channel by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos, as I do post every day. Don't forget to check out our Discord. Also, smash the likes, guys. Leave your comments. Helps the channel out. Really appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow. Actually, I'll probably be doing a live stream tonight, so watch for it. Have a good day, guys.